Hello everyone, Rare Model Reviews here, and got ourselves an unboxing. So there's only two small things in here. I'm probably going to end up doing a third kit. Uh, the kit I'm actually about to look at is going to be the O Gundam, or I'm sorry, the O1 Gundam, or maybe it's just the one Gundam. Regardless, if I do end up doing a third kit, I'm going to spoil it now. It's going to be another Gquux kit. One that's very similar to this one at that. But yeah, enough beating around the bush here. This came out 2026. I'm honestly kind of surprised this isn't in a mainline release. I mean, I get why it's not. This thing did have a pretty small role in the show, to the point that I had to rewatch the 2 episodes I originally seen before I stopped watching Gquux for a bit to remember what this thing even was. But it did have a pretty cool role. Now I remember it. But this thing, although it's a P Bandai, has like the same monochromatic box and stuff, it still shows some similarities to the Gquux, namely the horizontal image here and then the vertical image here. So I think that's pretty cool that they did that. Makes it feel a little less like a black sheep, which just about every P Bandai kit is, especially ones where it can be argued whether it should have been a main release or not. But I mean, I can see why this one wasn't. You know, the one Gundam is basically just the white Gundam but black. So you have a decent bit of stickers there. I'll say it's probably about the same standard loadout you'd expect for all the other Gundams. Same even with the beam sabers, that fluorescent pink beam saber, which I really love that color, by the way. Some yellows, some reds for the shields. You got some grays in here for the bazooka. So one thing I want to point out, that's one thing that differentiates this one from at least the red Gundam. The red Gundam does not have the bazooka. It instead has its Gundam hammer. So that's one big thing to get this for. The bazooka, which of course you'll be able to use on the red Gundam, I'm sure. There's another, this is like a sticker style decal. I can't tell what it's for. It's like really hidden behind there, but I'll figure out what I do with this thing eventually. We have, of course, the manual itself, which is unique to it. Yeah, it looks like a standard manual because it even has the story to it too. So that's actually pretty cool that they have that story. Essentially, it says the pilot that shows something here. I doubt there's anything that tells you who the pilot was. Overall, I'll say whoever that pilot was, he wasn't bad. He stood up to Char pretty well. Gave Char a decent fight. Of course, he lost, but you know, honorable mention to that guy. So the head construction is completely different from the red Gundam, but a lot of this other stuff here, I want to say this looks pretty familiar. It doesn't look too different from what I remember. I built the red Gundam a little bit ago, so it's not completely fresh, but yeah, especially these arms. At least the arms definitely look the same. I'm debating on whether the body is different or not, though, but those arms definitely look the same. The shield construction, of course, is the same. It's got those hard points on it. Those are more so for the shield, though. I'm trying to see. It has them on the shoulders and stuff, and the legs too, which is weird because I can't think of what else this thing could possibly need the hard points for, because those were used for the bits for the red Gundam. So I don't know what the heck they're for the red Gundam, but I mean, nonetheless, it's still pretty cool to see it. So of course we have them explaining the weapon, showing these awesome poses you could do with this thing. Okay, so oh no, but I was about to say, yeah, it doesn't talk about the beam rifle, but it's holding a beam rifle. I was about to say, does it not have a beam rifle? However, I looked through this menu so fast. Yeah, here it is. There's the construction for it. I didn't even see the beam rifle being built. All right, but yeah, that's it for the one Gundam. So I'm not going to sit here and dawdle. I do that more than enough in my unboxings as is. So we are going to close this thing up. Throw that to the side and look at our second thing in this box here. And it looks like we're definitely going to be doing the third if I can bang these all out in 5 minutes each. Things are looking promising. Oh, I didn't say it, but yeah, these, I mean, I guess it's pretty obvious now. These are all P Bandai, so again, nothing else in there. I want to confirm that for you guys. So the next thing up we have here is going to be the, what is this, X-type mission pack. And this is specifically for the cluster. That's a 2026 release. So I'll have to see if you can use this thing on other F90s, as the cluster is known as the F93, aka Y, or is that Y mean epsilon? I forgot what the Y Roman numeral meant. I'm pretty sure Y, not Roman numeral. You know what I mean. How there's an alpha, omega, and all that. It means one of those. I'm almost positive. I could be wrong though. But anywho, let me stop making myself look stupid here. So this thing has 2 beam shields, as you see, for the side of that mission pack there. I don't know if that was a core booster or what, but some dark blues and blacks there. A lot more runners than I was expecting for this box. I thought this would be a smaller build, but no, this thing looks like it's legit. So definitely can't wait to see how this thing looks when it's all built up. It's mustard yellow. We of course have the, it's called the extra type. That's the thing that's so funny with a lot of these mission packs. They got to towards the end of the alphabet, and they just got to the point where they're like, what word can we make out of just the letter X? So they just start, like, you know, doing these reaches for these words, you know. But border slide decals, of course. Got sidetracked by the scene that's called the extra, but that sticker style decal is for one of the mission pack hanger set bases, where you could put all the parts onto it, so you have actually some place to push your extra mission packs instead of just kind of leaving them around. So of course this is going to be the finished product on the top left, and this is going to be the construction process for this thing. So this is, what is this? I don't know what the heck I'm looking at here, but I'm going to assume this is how you're supposed to get the Gundam in there. Looks like it's going to be some sort of transformation. It's like I was saying, how to put it on that hanger so you can have that thing sitting somewhere instead of just on the ground. Gives a nice little flair to it. You can put this thing on an action base. They recommend a 4, so this is going to be a bit of a heavier kit, hence why they're not having you use like a 5 or something. Although I think 4 is the master grade version of the dare I say the 5. Those ones, I remember, I think it's a 5. 5 is exactly the same as a 4, but it's like smaller. But anywho, so this is of course the process of putting this thing into its back. For those who thought this construction was really quick, no, this thing is about 4 pages length. I mean, I guess that's pretty fast, especially how big those parts were and whatnot. But looks like you also have some landing gear you could put in there. Looks like this thing's a bit of a parts farmer. That's not a surprise. This isn't a transformable suit or whatever. There's plenty of mission packs that do transform it and all that, but this isn't quite one of those. So this thing looks like it comes with 2 shields, so you of course could have it with the beam effect on it or not. X Fortress mode. So this thing, if I had to guess, I'll say that this is some sort of Double Zeta Gundam type mission pack, since it's called a Fortress mode. That's the only thing I could think of that has ever been called a Fortress, the Double Zeta. So looks like we are done here with this thing, and wow, I'm really breezing through this unboxing. I got this thing knocked out in even faster time than the one Gundam. So as promised, I'm going to go ahead and do one more. I'm not going to shoot for 5, even if I finish this thing in 3 minutes too. I usually have these unboxings go like 20 minutes plus, so I'll settle for just 13 minutes if it gets to it. So our last one is going to be Gfred. A lot more Gquux than I actually thought I'd be doing today. And I'm going to spoil it right now. I got plenty more to go. So this is 2025. So we have, of course, the actual image and poses of this thing, showing off what you can do, all the technology that went into this thing, the accessories. This thing's basically the exact same as the Gquux accessory-wise. It's just that those beams are pink instead of green, which they probably could have kept them green, but I mean, I don't mind. I'd argue pink stands out a bit better with this wild color scheme this thing has. So of course the story for Gquux there. Then say, so this is a 2025 release. So, oh, okay. So it looks like whatever they had on the side was wrong, or maybe, now I gotta look back at it. I mean, I guess it's sort of purplish. They definitely look like they did some coloring for this, because, I mean, you can look at it from here and here. That, you can't say this doesn't look more like pink. That is clearly purple. I'm not colorblind here, right? But anywho, so we got greens, dark purple for the armor, some whites, blacks, reds. It's funny, I just said in one of my last unboxings that Bandai is really flexing their whole color separation technology with their runners here, because one runner with like 5 different colors is insane. And then, same fashion with the other video. Then I look at another runner that one-ups it. Look at this, all these different colors here. Like, I could definitely say the Gfred should be nicknamed the Fruity Pebbles Gundam, because that thing has a lot of different wild color schemes going to it. And got a pretty small sticker sheet here, but there's some dry, I keep saying dry, they don't do those anymore. We got some sticker style decals behind it for all around the kit. I was gonna say those are optional, like I said with the Gquux, but I'm sure if I look at this thing, I'll notice that no, it's kind of supposed to have some of these stripes there, but ooh, the manual got a little bit. So we of course have, again, a more detailed version of the story of the series, as well as its pilot there, Neon, and they got her Xeon uniform. So very unexpected arc with the Gfred. I actually seen the Gfred model kit before I actually watched the show, so I'm like, the Gfred, the heck is that? And I looked at it, I'm like, okay, so it's going to be some sort of Gquux Mach 2. And then when I got to the actual show, and they unveiled this thing, I'm like, okay, I did not expect this to be the arc for this thing, nor now it ended up being the pilot. I don't want to spoil too much. God forbid someone here hasn't watched Gquux yet, but again, it definitely made sense why she became the pilot of Gfred later on. I'll say that much. But one thing I can say, comparing this to the other Gundams, the construction for these things don't look similar at all. They're totally different. I'm sure the hands would be similar, but that's just 2 things slapped together. I mean, the hands are similar for every high grade out there. Just 2 to 3 things you slap on. But looking around a lot of these things, it looks similar to what I looked at from the Gquux's manual, where it said really building it is what helps familiarize things, not just looking at or rather skimming through a menu real quick. But again, I say this for a lot of newer kits. I'm saying now, nothing too complicated here. This is a high grade. High grades are known for their simplicity, which can be a good or a bad thing. Looks like it still has a core file to be able to plug in there. Or you can just plug that backpack onto the Gundam itself. Keep it simple. But it's definitely very cool that you can do that. Very exotic looking core fighter at that. But we of course have its weapons. It's going to be the beam rifle. You got the beam saber. I'd argue that's a sword, not a saber, so too thick to be called a saber. Very interesting looking shield. A lot of these Gundams, their shields get more and more exotic. Like, I swear. So this thing has the ES bit / Luna and Artemis. So if I'm not mistaken, I believe those are like the little side fins here. You can see the sides of the head, like those come out as like bits. Oh, those are more like funnels. They're a little too small to be considered bits. Last time I checked, the size is what made something a bit, but whatever. But that is going to do it here. So clocking just under 15 minutes. Took me a little longer than expected to look at this thing, but that is going to do it for this Gquux themed unboxing with a +1. So I already spoiled my last unboxing if you looked at the description, so I'm going to go ahead and spoil it here. I mean, I think I already said it, but I'm going to say it again. I'm going to be doing more Gquux things. I got 2 to 3 more, I want to say, in my next unboxing, so you'll be seeing that. If not tomorrow, then the day after. But I'm almost done with my unboxes here. I got probably, let me see, 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 or 6 more. And then, like I said, I'll be focusing totally on reviews. I got a new stand, because I can already spoil it here. This is my old one. This thing snapped. So I can't use that thing for much anything anymore. Maybe I'll try to glue it, put my light stand on it. I'm honestly thinking about just getting another one anyway. I don't think the one I have now is bright enough. But yeah, thank you guys all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this unboxing. And if you did, you know what to do. And I'll see you all for the next unboxing and or review.